Last week, long before the crash, I signed an executive order restoring our highest standards for air traffic controllers and other important jobs throughout the country. So it was very interesting. About a week ago, almost upon entering office, I signed something last week that was an executive order, very powerful, on restoring the highest standards of air traffic controllers and others, by the way. Then my administration will set the highest possible bar for aviation safety. We have to have our smartest people. It doesn't matter what they look like, how they speak, who they are. It matters intellect, talent, the word talent. They have to be talented, naturally talented geniuses. You can't have regular people doing that job. They won't be able to do it. But we'll restore faith in American air travel. I'll have more to say about that. I do want to point out that various articles that appeared prior to my entering office, and here's one. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities. That is amazing. And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they want them. They can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. This was in January 14th, so that was a week before I entered office. They put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. Then another article, the Federal Aviation Administration, this was before I got to office, recently, second term. The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out on the agency's website. Can you imagine? These are people that are, actually their lives are shortened because of the stress that they have. Brilliant people have to be in those positions, and their lives are actually shortened, very substantially shortened, because of the stress, where you have many, many planes coming into one target, and you need a very special talent and a very special genius to be able to do it. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. The FAA's website states they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller of airplanes pouring into our country, pouring into a little spot, a little dot on the map, a little runway. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan. Think of that. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan, which says diversity is integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel. I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite. The FAA website shows that the agency's guidance on diversity hiring were last updated on March 23rd of 22. They wanted
Call halal la Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Waha, Recha, Kwadash. All praises and glory go to you, Lord. Double honors and respect go to our apostles, bishops, elders, and teachers, the men of Great Millstone. To you I say Shalom. Salutations to the hopefully elect. It's your brother Amriah, and let's get into it. As many of you already know, there was a collision of a passenger aircraft colliding with a Black Hawk helicopter, in which all perished. And the events that have transpired since deals with a speech that I just put up for you from your newly elected president, Donald Duck, somewhat critiquing or criticizing DEI as being blamed for the crash itself, all right? Having incompetence led to this disaster. And I wanted to chime in with my 2 cents. All right. Quite frankly, under this man's rulership, this man being the nation of Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, this whole experiment has been a disaster. His whole rulership. Okay. He has poisoned the air, the water, the soil, the people, the animals, the fish. Nothing has not been polluted by this man. All right. So it got me to thinking, what should I name this? And I'm going to call this The Patients Are Running the Asylum. All right. As you already know, Job 9:24 says, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. As a matter of fact, let's say that one. We'll grab it for you here in just a moment. But this is the meaning of the metaphor that the patients are running the asylum. It says, the saying, the patients are running the asylum, is a metaphor that describes a situation where those in charge are incompetent or out of control. Right? Is wisdom no more in Teeman? And we'll grab that one for you as well. It can also mean that people who are unqualified are put in charge of important tasks. All right? And under this man's rulership, the nation of Esau, Edom, this has happened quite a bit. All right? They're a nation full of incompetence, okay? Which is why they have not judged the earth in righteousness and truth, okay? Goes on to say the explanation, the phrase implies a lack of order and proper management, which can lead to chaos or dysfunction. For example, you might say the patients are running the asylum to describe a situation where people aren't qualified or making decisions that affect others. All right. As we always do, let's filter through the scriptures, man. Let's get into it. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, or Sirach chapter 10. I'll begin at verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And you have not seen this under the rulership of Esau, Edom, okay? Their government is not well ordered. This is strictly for the true judges of the earth, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Scriptures, all right? And under anyone else, it is going to be the patients running the asylum, all right? An atmosphere of mismanagement, of dysfunction. Verse 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So if you're dealing with a bunch of incompetence amongst your government, it is because the ones at the very top are dysfunctional themselves, all right? Shit trickles downhill, okay? Again, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein, right? Now, you Israelites are no exception to this as well, but those who have put their trust in Egypt, all right, and basically worshiping the beast and its system, who fell in line with this system, that don't understand that this is not our rest, who are seeking rest here, seeking that continuing city in America, Babylon the Great, all of you are being ran by the nation of Esau, Edom, okay? And again, he is a dysfunctional, perverse person, all right? Not understanding how to manage the world properly. So those in his government, they're the same way, all right? Now, while Donald Duck is placing blame on DEI initiatives and previous, cabinets, etc., this is a wide-ranging problem that stems not just from himself, but from the actual rulers of the world, all right? Which is the nation of Esau, Edom, as it says in 2 Ezra 6 and chapter 6 and verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, all right? And an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, all right? Once Yahushua takes rulership, and Yahushua is whom you ignorantly call Jesus, it's going to be a well-ordered government, a well-oiled machine, And the true judges of the earth, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians back in rulership, will make sure that the earth is maintained with competency. Okay. Now, I already said we would get Job. All right. Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. And what this is saying is the earth is given into the hand of Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, for a time. He covereth the faces of the judges, meaning he has placed himself out as an imposter and covered up the true judges of the earth, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Scriptures, all right? And while impostoring, all right, imitating you, he has not ruled the world with competency. He has been very much a fuck turd of stupidity, okay? And thereby has polluted everything under the sun, all right? But the Bible told you this was the basis of men, all right? And that's what it meant. The lowest of the low would be in rulership, all right? This is Job chapter 30, all right? And I'll begin at verse 7 to not make this too long. Among the bushes they braid. This is speaking about Esau, Edom, okay? The so-called self-proclaimed white man. Verse 7. Under the bushes they braid, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools. Yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. They were lower than the lowest. All right? Incompetent, dysfunctional, perverse. All right? This is what the Bible is saying about those who are currently in rulership. So you passing blame down to DEI and, ultimately trying to blame Israelites, because they seem to be the ones in uproar about this DEI initiative being canceled. You are their manager, their judge, all right? And what manner you are, they repeat the same behavior. So if they're incompetent, it's because you are incompetent, Esau, Edom, all right? Verse 8 again, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth, and now I am their song, yea, I am their byword, tonto, nigger, spook, etc., etc. Now we are their byword, all right? Verse 10, they abhor me. They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face, because he have loosed my cord and afflicted me. They have also let loose the bridle before me, right? So the Lord has unleashed the basis of all men upon you to rule over you in dysfunction and disorder, all right? Like the patients ruling the asylum, all right? Now, not to make this too long, all right? I'm going to go to Nahum real quick before we get our last scripture. In verse 18, it says, Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. In America, Babylon the Great is likened unto Assyria, the king being Donald Duck at this point. Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust, meaning confusion. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. There is no healing of thy bruise. No matter how many laws you pass, initiatives you cancel, there's no healing of your sickness, okay? There's no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the hands over thee, for upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually, right? As it says in Job 9 and 24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and it is saying here, your wicked has covered the earth, all right? Upon no one has it not passed, but your time is about up, all right? Your time here in America, Babylon the Great, is coming to a very swift end. And new rulership under Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, whom you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, will begin in the world that is to come after, all right? And we're going to speed this up because, again, we don't need to take too long on this. While Donald Duck is trying to pass blame on everyone else, let me just tell you, it is the nation of Esau, Edom, his cohorts, that are the cause of all of this dysfunction. All right. Now, what was I going to get next? Jeremiah, let's see, 49, and give me a second to locate it. Verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, and Edom is the Greek way of saying Esau, okay? Concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai of hosts, host means armies, is wisdom no more in Teman? All right, where is your wisdom? It is gone, it is perished. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? I would have to say yes. The Lord is unveiling them, revealing them to be the basis of all men, which the scriptures already told you they were. All right. Verse 8, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And that is going to occur here very soon. Okay. So as it already says, and we'll end out here, 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. Prepare to be taken down, devil. All right. And mishaps like this are going to continue to happen no matter who you put in there, because you've already ruined the world, its inhabitants, dumbed down the people, and spread your wickedness. There's no healing of your bruise. So blame whoever you want, but if you really want to know who's responsible, go ahead and start looking in the mirror, Esau, Edom. Hopefully this has been edifying. Call halal la Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai for this message. Till the next time, shalom.